You know that feeling, late at night, alone, phone in your hand like it holds the answers, checking if she texted back, checking if she even cares, scrolling her social like a ghost, looking for signs she still thinks about you. And every minute that passes in silence feels like another punch to the gut. You tell yourself stories to survive. She's probably busy. She just needs time. She'll come around. Brother, stop lying to yourself. She's not confused. She's not distracted. She's watching what kind of man you become when shit gets real. And here's the truth most men never hear. Women don't pull away from strength. They pull away from softness disguised as love. It's not about her anymore. It's about you. Time to wake up. In this video, I'm breaking down 3 hard signs every man needs to understand when she starts acting distant. Most guys panic, most guys chase, most guys fold, but not you. Not after today. Because distance doesn't always mean walk away. Sometimes it means level up. Sometimes it means she's waiting to see if you're the man who holds his frame or loses himself the second she pulls back. We're not here for games. We're here for growth. Stay calm. Stay sharp. Stay rooted. Drop it in the comments like a man who leads himself. I protect my peace. Number 1, she stops complaining. Most men get this part dead wrong. They think silence means peace. They think when she stops nagging, when the arguments go quiet, when she stops calling them out for their bullshit, that somehow they've been like the storm passed, brother. The storm didn't pass. It passed over you, and now you're standing there. Calm skies. But empty house? Let me tell you something only experience will teach you. Silence is not a reward. Silence is a signal, because when a woman stops complaining, when she stops fighting, when she stops pointing out the things you're doing wrong, it's not because she suddenly woke up and decided you're perfect. It's because she's exhausted. It's because she's tired of teaching a man how to lead himself. She's tired of being the emotional coach in a relationship where she was hoping to feel protected, guided, held by your strength. See, most guys don't see it happening. It creeps in slow. First she's frustrated, then she's vocal, then she's pleading, then nothing. And that nothing hits harder than any fight, because now she's emotionally packed her bags. She might still be there, but she's gone. And I get it. I really do. As men, we're wired to want peace. We hate emotional chaos. We hate nagging. We hate being criticized, especially by the woman we love. But what you've got to understand, what most men never learn, is that complaining is connection. Complaining is engagement. Complaining is emotional effort. It means she still gives a shit. It means she still hopes you'll step up. It means she's still trying to reach you. But silence. Silence is a damn funeral, not for the relationship, for the man she thought you were. Silence says, I don't believe he's capable anymore. Silence says, I've said everything there is to say. Silence says, he doesn't want to lead, so I'll lead myself, alone. And here's the part that hurts the most. By the time most men notice the silence, it's already too late. You've been sleepwalking through your own life, comfortable, distracted, weak, and now she's distant, cold, disconnected, and you sit there like a fool, thinking the lack of arguments means things are getting better. Brother, things are dying, but listen to me, and listen close. This is where the Stoic mindset kicks in. This is where you stop being a boy who needs hand-holding and start becoming a man who holds himself to a higher standard. You don't panic. You don't chase. You don't crumble. You reflect. You own your shit. You look in the mirror and ask yourself, where did I go soft? Where did I stop leading? Where did I lose the edge that made her respect me in the first place? And then you move. Not for her, not to win her back, not to fix what's already broken, but because you refuse to live as anything less than your highest standard. You rebuild, you sharpen, you strengthen, you lead yourself first, and maybe, just maybe, She'll feel that from across the distance. But if not, be it, because the man who waits for a woman to correct him is already lost. The man who needs her voice to stay disciplined is already weak. A real man holds himself accountable in silence. A real man notices the absence before it becomes permanent, because here's the truth. When a woman stops complaining, she's not at peace. She's already gone in her heart. Don't let her silence be the first time you listen. Let it be the last warning you ever need. Wake up, lead yourself or lose everything, your choice. There's a moment every man hits. Maybe it happens in the middle of an argument. Maybe it happens when she's walking out the door. Maybe it happens when you're laying in bed next to her, but she feels 1,000 miles away. That sinking, the feeling, damn, I stopped showing up. Not all at once. No man just wakes up weak. It happens slow, quiet, little moments where you let things slide. You skip the gym. You cut corners at work. You stop leading the relationship and start reacting to it. You let her emotional storms push you around. And worse, you start seeing her frustration as the problem instead of the symptom. Most men get this dead wrong. They hear her complain, nag, push back. And what do? They get defensive, argue, stonewall, or worse, retreat into silence like a wounded little boy. That's weak energy, that's victim energy. A man like that doesn't lead, he survives. And I need you to understand this if nothing else sticks with you. When a woman complains, when she challenges you, when she calls you out, she's not attacking you, she's signaling you. She's waving a damn flag in your face saying, wake up, I'm losing respect for you. But if you're too soft, too defensive, too blind to your own behavior, you'll take it personal. You'll feel attacked. You'll make it about your feelings. And that's when you lose. Not because she's perfect. Not because everything she says is right, but because the minute you stop seeing her words as feedback and start seeing them as insults, you cut yourself off from growth. Brother, that's what boys do. Men look in the damn mirror. Men hear criticism even when it stings and ask, is there truth here? Where have I slipped? Where have I gone soft? Men know this simple rule of life. If it stings, it probably needs my attention. And here's the kicker. You fix it quietly, not for her, not for validation, not to win her back, but because you refuse to live as a man below your own standards. That's the Stoic response. It's not loud. It's not emotional. It's not some grand gesture. It's discipline. It's structure. It's self-respect. You don't announce you're going back to the gym. You don't make a speech about how you're changing. You don't beg for her approval like some wounded puppy desperate for a pat on the head. You move in silence. You set the alarm. You hit the workout. You get your finances in order. You take care of your body. You lead with integrity. In your words, in your habits, in your actions, day after day, until you don't have to say a damn thing because real strength is felt, not announced. And maybe she sees it, maybe she respects it, maybe she stays, but that's not the point. The point is, you never again wait for a woman's voice to tell you how to be a man. You lead yourself first. You hold yourself accountable, brutally, relentlessly, because if you won't hold your own line, she won't either. This world isn't kind to soft men. Relationships aren't kind to undisciplined men, and life sure as hell isn't kind to men who sit around waiting to be told what to do. So next time she complains, don't get defensive, don't retreat, don't fight her energy with more weakness. Pause, breathe, ask yourself, where did I stop leading? Where did I get lazy with my standards? What do I need to do, with or without her approval? Then do it, quietly, ruthlessly, for you. Because here's the truth, brother. A man who leads himself never fears losing anyone. And a man like that, he doesn't chase respect, he commands it. Number 2, she creates more space. There's a moment in every man's life where the air changes. It's subtle, but you feel it. She used to text you good morning before you even opened your eyes. Now, hours pass. She used to sit close. When you were together, knees touching, hand resting on your arm, like it belonged there. Now, distance. She's out with her friends more. She's busy more. She needs space to think. And here's what most men do when this happens. They panic. They think love means proximity. They think connection means constant contact. They think the way to fix distance is to chase. So they blow up her phone, double text, send long-winded emotional confessions, try to talk it out, try to fix it. But brother, I need you to hear me when I say this. Every text you send in that energy, every time you chase her through that fear, you're digging your own emotional grave. Because this isn't about words. This isn't about convincing her. This isn't even about her needing space. This is about you. This is about the man you've become. When she pulled her attention away, did you collapse? Did you lose your center? Did you lose your power the second her eyes weren't on you? Because that's the real test. That's what this distance is exposing. It's exposing whether you were standing on your own 2 feet or whether your entire sense of strength was leaning on her attention. That's why women create space. That's why they pull back. It's not always punishment. It's not rejection. It's the rawest, most honest test of a man's emotional independence. See, a grounded man doesn't fear space. A grounded man uses space. He fills it, he owns it, he thrives in it. He doesn't chase energy that's walking away. He channels that energy back into himself, into his body, into his craft, into his mission, into his life. Because a man who cannot stand alone is not a man ready to lead anyone else. Weak men crumble when a woman pulls away. Grounded men get sharper, focused, dangerous, because real masculinity doesn't beg for connection. Real masculinity creates connection from a place of fullness, not lack. Look, I've been there. I've sat in that empty apartment, staring at my phone, waiting for a reply that didn't come. And I had to learn this lesson the hard way. A woman's space is not your enemy. It's your mirror. It shows you exactly where your self-leadership starts and where it ends. If her distance breaks you, that's on you. If her silence makes you unravel, that's on you. If her pulling away turns you into an anxious, chasing, needy version of yourself, that's your wake-up call. Brother, you are not here to chase. You are not here to convince. You are not here to fix the gap with words. You fix it with action. Quiet action, disciplined action. Action that asks for nothing, but changes everything. You become the man who stays solid, with or without her. You become the man who respects himself too much to grovel for attention. You become the man who holds his frame like a damn fortress. Let her go to her girls' nights. Let her take her solo weekends. Let her sit with her thoughts. Because while she's out there wondering about her feelings, you're in here building your kingdom. You're in here rebuilding your body, refocusing your mind, sharpening your discipline, setting standards that no one gets to lower, not even her. You lead yourself, and let me tell you, a man who can thrive in solitude, a man who grows in the silence, a man who gets better, not bitter. That man is magnetic. That man becomes undeniable. That man becomes unforgettable. Because here's the brutal truth most men never understand. Women leave men who lose themselves. Women stay with men who find themselves. Let her have her space, give it freely, but don't sit around waiting. Don't pause your life. Don't put your worth in her hands. Rise, move, build, and if she comes back, she won't be coming back to the same man she left. She'll be coming back to a man reborn, a man grounded, a man who knows his value, whether she's next to him or not. That's power, that's leadership, that's what she was. Testing for all along. Remember this, a man who fears space is a man not yet whole. Make yourself whole, make yourself dangerous in your solitude, and lead yourself forward, always. There's a dangerous lie men tell themselves when she starts pulling away. They say, if I just give her space, she'll come back. But here's the hard truth nobody tells you. Space isn't some magic trick. It's not about sitting on your hands. It's not about waiting like some loyal dog at the door. It's not about patience without action. Space is a test. Space is a mirror. And what's staring back at you in that silence is you. No distractions, no safety net, no validation to keep you propped up. Just you and everything you've been avoiding. See, when a woman says, I need space, most men treat that like a pause button. They stop moving, stop growing, stop building. They wait around like lost boys hoping to be picked again. They think time heals everything. Wrong. Time only reveals everything. Because time spent waiting weakens you, time spent working sharpens you, and that's what separates the grounded man from the desperate man. A desperate man waits, a grounded man works. He doesn't sit in the quiet, wondering what she's doing. He sits in the quiet, wondering what he's doing. He looks in the mirror and says, okay, she's gone for now, good. Now I face myself, and that's where the fire is. That's where the real battles start, because space is a damn gift if you use it right. It's the proving ground for your discipline, your standards, your direction. You don't use that space to watch her Instagram story. You don't use that space to scroll through old photos like a broken man. You don't sit there building fantasies about how things might be if she comes back. No, brother, you get back in the damn arena. You fill your space like a man who knows he was born to lead. You train your body until it's carved from effort, not comfort. You feed your mind until wisdom replaces weakness. You build your finances, your skills, your mission, because that's what makes a man unshakable. Not a woman's approval, not her return, not her attention, your own relentless action, your own quiet war with yourself. Every rep in the gym, every early morning discipline, every hour spent building instead of begging. That's what fills your space with gravity. That's what makes her feel the gap. Not because you're trying to manipulate her, not because you're playing games, but because true masculinity is most powerful in absence. It leaves a damn imprint. A woman might leave your life, but if you've done the work, but she'll never forget your energy. Because here's what most men never understand. Space doesn't test her feelings. Space tests your foundation. Did you only feel strong because she was near? Did you only feel like a man when she was watching? Did you only keep standards because she was keeping score? Or are you the man who builds himself anyway? Are you the man who stays sharp regardless? Are you the man who holds his frame in the dead quiet when no one's clapping, when no one's watching, when no one's texting back? That's where kings are forged, in the silence, in the solitude, in the goddamn wilderness. So, let her have her space, bless it, respect it. And while she's out there figuring herself out, you figure yourself out. You fill your days with so much purpose, so much progress, so much quiet power, that you become the man you were. Supposed to be long before she ever met you. And if she comes back, good. But if she doesn't, better, because you didn't build yourself for her. You built yourself for you, for life, for war, for peace, for the man in the mirror. And here's the final truth I'll leave you with. A man who owns his space never fears who walks away from it. Let that sink in, let it shape you, and lead yourself forward, always. Number 3, she tests your emotional control. There's a moment every man dreads. It's not the silence, it's not the distance, it's not even the breakup. It's that moment when she starts testing you, when she starts poking at the parts of you you're still insecure about, when she starts bringing up mistakes you thought were buried, when she presses on your scars, not to destroy you, but to see you, to see who you really are when you're stripped of comfort. And most men fail this test before it even begins. They react, they get emotional, defensive, loud, they start arguing over the details, trying to prove their point, Trying to win the conversation, they take the bait, and in doing so, they lose something far more valuable than an argument. They lose respect, because here's the brutal truth about women. Women don't test men for fun. They test men for truth. They test men to find out what's real and what's performance. See, any man can act strong when life is easy. Any man can act calm when everything is going his way. But she wants to know, who are you when it's not going your way? Who are you when your back's against the wall? Who are you when you're uncomfortable, triggered, called out? That's the test. And if you fail, not because she hates you, but because she can't trust a man who loses control the minute life doesn't bow to him. Control isn't about being cold. Control isn't about being fake. Control is about being rooted so deeply in who you are that no storm moves you, rooted so firmly in your standards that no insult shakes you. Because let me be clear, if a few sharp words can rattle you, if a little criticism can break you down, if your past being brought up can flip your emotions like a switch, you are not ready to lead a relationship. You are not ready to lead yourself. That's not masculinity. That's fragility. That's emotional weakness dressed up like a man. The Stoic response is different. The Stoic response is calm, controlled, quiet. You hear her words. You feel the sting, but you don't react from your wounds. You respond from your center. You don't argue the past. You own it. You don't defend your flaws. You correct them. You don't fight to win. The moment you fight to win yourself, because at the end of the day, this was never about her words. It's about your discipline, your emotional control, your leadership. A real man doesn't lose his frame because someone else lost theirs. A real man doesn't let chaos pull him into the storm. A real man stands firm, grounded, clear. And brother, I've lived both sides. I've been the man who reacted, who got loud, who fought back like my life depended on being right. And all I did was lose respect, lose peace, lose myself. Because when a man is ruled by emotion, he's ruled by others. But when a man controls his emotions, when a man pauses before speaking, when a man responds with clarity instead of chaos, that man is untouchable, that man is steady, that man is rare. And here's the beautiful thing, when you start responding like that, she will feel it. She might test harder, she might push more, but deep down, she'll respect it, because strength without control is just violence, but strength with control. And that's power. That's what leadership looks like. So the next time she pokes at you, the next time she brings up your past, the next time she tests your patience, don't flinch, don't react, don't argue for your ego. Pause, own your part, speak with weight, say less, mean more, and then move forward like a man who leads himself. Because here's the final truth every grounded man must learn. The man who controls his emotions controls the relationship, not through force, not through games, but through presence, through stillness, through quiet, disciplined power. Be that man. Lead yourself. Lead her. Not with words, but with your example, because that's the kind of strength nobody walks away from. It always starts small. That little jab in the middle of a conversation, that sarcastic comment about something you did months ago, that look, you know the one, where disappointment is written all over her face. And right there, most men snap, they take the bait. They fire back without thinking, raise their voice, get defensive, start listing all the things she did wrong, because in that moment, they're not leading, they're reacting. Like a boy who got caught doing something stupid, like a man who needs to defend his worth because deep down, he's not sure he has any. And this is where most guys lose it. They think manhood is about force, about overpowering her with words, about putting her in her place, so they feel strong again. But that's weakness dressed as strength. That's control built on sand. Real control, real masculine power. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, it's still, It's calm. It's a man sitting in the fire and refusing to let it burn his peace. See, emotional control isn't about suppression. It's not about bottling everything up until you explode later. It's about owning your damn energy, mastering it, knowing that no one gets to pull you off center unless you hand them the keys. When she criticizes you, pause, let it land, ask yourself, is there truth here? Is this something I need to fix? If yes, fix it silently, without drama, without begging for praise. If not, let it go, like water off stone. Because a grounded man doesn't argue every point. He doesn't fight every battle. He doesn't need to prove he's right. His life proves it, his presence proves it, his actions prove it. Most men are noise, rare men are signal. And here's the wild thing about women. They're not testing you because they want you to crumble. They're testing you because they need to feel your roots. They need to know that when life shakes, when things get messy, when emotions run hot, you're not going anywhere. You're not folding. You're not losing yourself in the chaos. You are there, present, unshaken, clear. You say, less, but what you say carries weight because it comes from a man who thinks before he speaks, who controls before he reacts, who leads, not from ego, but from principle. And I'll tell you from experience, nothing earns more respect than emotional control. Nothing makes a woman feel safer than a man who doesn't need to raise his voice to command the room. Nothing makes you more powerful than mastering your inner world. Because at the end of the day, what shakes you owns you. If she can control your emotions, she controls you. If life can throw you off course with a little friction, you were never on course in the first place. That's why the Stoic response is simple. Pause, breathe, feel the emotion, then let it pass. Don't attach to it. Don't let your mouth move faster than your mind. Respond, don't react. And when you speak, say less, mean more. Words don't mean shit without weight behind them. And weight comes from discipline, from presence, from mastery of self. Control your emotions, or be controlled. Lead yourself, or be led. Choose, because here's the truth, brother. Masculinity isn't how loud you speak. It's how little you need to. It's not how forceful you are. It's how unshakable you are. It's not how quick you argue. It's how long you can sit in silence and still win the room. Remember this. A grounded man commands respect, not by force, but by presence. Be that man. Lead yourself. Master your emotions. And let your silence speak louder than words ever could. Listen carefully, brother. These three signs you've seen, the silence, the distance, the tests, they are not obstacles. They are not punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to step up, to level up, to become the man you were always supposed to be. Long before she pulled away. This is not about chasing her. This is not about fixing her. This is about rebuilding you. Because when a woman pulls back, she's not looking for a man who needs her to feel whole. She's watching to see if you can stand alone, strong, steady, unshaken. Women don't stay with men who crumble under pressure. They stay with men who create pressure in the way they move, the way they lead, the way they own every room they enter without needing to say a word. And make no mistake, that starts with how you lead yourself when nobody's watching, when the phone's dry, when the house is quiet, when the bed is cold. That's the proving ground. That's the fire every man must walk through. And I'll tell you this, if she comes back, good. But if she doesn't, even better, because a man like you doesn't rebuild for anyone else. You rebuild because that's what men do. You sharpen, you discipline, you command respect without chasing it. This world respects men who respect themselves first. So let her have her space. Let her feel the weight of your absence. Let her wonder what kind of man rises from this storm. And when you rise Rise quietly, rise powerfully, rise for you, because in the end, the man who rebuilds in silence becomes the man no one forgets. Drop it in the comments. Say it like you mean it. I rebuild in silence. And send this to a brother who needs to hear it, because iron sharpens iron, and men like us, we sharpen in the dark. We lead ourselves, always.